Alaskan wilderness.
There!
One of the toughest competitions in the world is underway. 4 teams of rugged outdoorsmen surviving off the land.
You got him.
With just the gear in their packs. Each leg only 60 hours to make it from start to finish.
Holy cow.
Or they're sent home. 11 legs, 4 teams, 1 winner. On this episode,
I not see anything in front of me.
halfway through the competition,
Almost there, man.
an icy crusade has teams taking big chances
Slow down.
just to get out alive. Leg 6. The 3 remaining teams set out on the notorious crevasse-laden Hayes Glacier.
Come on, let's do it.
Let's do it.
With only 1 win, the Mountaineers, Marty, Tyler, and Thomas, are determined to crush the competition. The team currently trails the military in the battle for the title of Ultimate Alaskan Survivor.
These races in Alaska, you can't comprehend. They're dangerous. It's borderline overwhelming, but we're Alaskans, so trust me, we're gonna win. What do you think? Down to?
The top's that way. We beeline it.
Yeah, I see we beeline it.
On this leg, the teams will traverse the treacherous Hayes Glacier, known for its deadly crevasses. Then bushwhack through dense forest on their way to the extraction landing zone at Red Salmon Lake, 30 miles away.
Obviously, we better rope up.
On any type of glacier expedition, it's necessary to be tied up. Glaciers have huge seracs, they have huge crevasses, and if you're traveling in those type of situations, you want to make sure that you have an anchor, and your anchor is the guy beside you. Alaska is an unforgiving place, and this situation can go bad with one mistake. We'll be able to mitigate most of the crevasses. Most of the crevasses are over here.
I really wish we had our skis right now. A little set for everybody.
Crevasses have almost killed me before, so I'll be paying attention there. I've got some apprehension, but in the same breath, it's Alaska. I signed up for it. It's why I live here. It's adventure. So bring it on.
Feeling confident on the ice, the team will travel straight down the face of the glacier, the most direct route to the LZ.
Making good time.
We're flying.
I think we got a jumper.
What do you got? All right, I'll keep the rope tight.
Yeah, you guys don't want to fall in there. You get pinched and suffocate. Alaska has some of the steepest and tallest mountains in North America. Thousands of miles of glacier systems. You slip into a crevasse, you're dead. People disappear in glaciers every year, never to be seen again.
Come on. Keep it tight.
All right.
Keep it moving.
Got a jumper?
Okay. Good. I got you tight. Nice.
You barely made it.
Woohoo!
Got him, Thomas. You got him.
Yeah. Water.
I got to keep moving.
Yeah, keep moving, dude. We gotta get off the snow. Moving.
Right behind,
Let's head a little more left here, and then we'll get back on track once we're on the other side.
the endurance athletes, Dallas, Sean, and Eddie, are coming off their first win of the competition.
We've come back. We're very excited. We're all on a high right now. We know this is ours. We own this.
To get off the dangerous ice quickly, the team's cutting diagonally across the glacier. It's a longer overland route, but they're gambling it's the safer bet.
You guys, check this out up here.
Pretty sweet.
Looks like an ice cave, man.
An ice cave is created when melted surface water flows into the cracks of a glacier, carving out large caverns.
Thank you, sir.
A rare sight even for an Alaskan, Dallas can't resist the urge to explore.
This is the biggest ice cave I've ever seen.
I want to go in there and check that sucker out.
Don't go too far, man. Some of these parts are very sketchy. If that falls like a block, it's just having a boulder going on you, man. All right?
Sliding by.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I'm going to stay close if you freaking need to get out. All these chunks, man, that's blocks of snow, of ice that can just go at any time. There's some blue ice, looks like some hard ice, but also some soft ice just hanging down. And those can fall at any time. And when they do, they're like boulders. The same as a rock hitting you in the head. You're gone.
Hey, be careful, Dallas.
It's constantly moving. It's constantly going downhill. So at any time, boom.
Literally just a
It
river
can
of
drop.
ice.
And some people in Nepal had 3 or 4 of them went in here, and the whole thing collapsed. It doesn't bring back fond memories, I tell you that much.
That's crazy. This whole thing's just strained around that big rock up there. The rock is literally acting like a mold. This is pushing the ice around it and cutting this cave. Sean and Eddie both are a little bit leery about the ice cave, and this thing's collapsed before. It will collapse again. So yeah, it's a dangerous aspect, but they're still rare. You have an entire ice field pushing it, it's just grinding it past that rock. That's why glaciers are the most destructive force in nature.
Well, the sun's out. We dry in 5 minutes.
Across the glacier. After suffering 2 losses in a row, the military team, Grady, Rudy, and Jared, is anxious to get another win. Finding a way off this unfamiliar icy terrain is their first priority.
Anybody want to jump it?
We started encountering crevasse and terrain I'd never experienced before. We don't have nearly the experience of glacier work that the endurance team and the mountaineering team. They have a lot of skill, lots of experience, and this land itself is the enemy.
They'll head straight for the jagged foothills on the far side of the glacier and continue on dry land from there.
Glaciers scare me. There's no food, there's no fuel, it's full of danger. But at the end of the day, I think that we can take this route faster than any other route chosen by any other team.
Time to pull the snowshoes.
We know the drill.
Probably rope up, too.
We're going to be going over some dicey terrain. There's danger of crevasse. We're getting out snowshoes, trekking poles. We got our rope out as well to clip in with our harnesses. If any one of us goes in, the other 2 need to be able to arrest the fall and then pull them out.
These things, once you get the hang of it, it's actually really easy to walk in them. And right here, we've got a heel elevator. It's going to work real well in this terrain. We're going pretty much straight up. So I'll lift that up, and instead of walking on an angle like this, it'll feel like I'm walking on that.
To reach the foothills, they'll hike up and over the crest of the glacier.
Scale of 1 to 10, this is probably a good 8.5. And this is just the beginning.
Glaciers form when snow accumulates and never completely melts. Over many decades, the snow compresses into a block of ice that can grow over a mile thick.
You're going mucked up like 10 steps at a time. Got some telltale signs of crevasses up here. Yeah, I got it, but I'll keep my eyes open. All right.
We're cruising, baby.
In a remote ice field,
Got some telltale signs of crevasses up here.
the third-place military team is cutting across a crevasse-laden glacier.
We're cruising, baby.
How deep are you? I don't know, 10 feet, but I don't know how far it goes. Do not let me go.
I'm making an anchor.
Make an anchor.
10 seconds.
Hold me. Do not let me go. This thing does
shoot, Jared.
He's working it.
All right.
He's working it. If I start to slip, man.
Oh, here he comes. You got it, buddy. You got it, buddy.
Oh,
Not cool, dude. We gotta find a better route. I just took a dive, 8-10 feet deep, into a crevasse that nobody knows how deep it is. Thank God my team had my back. Jared and Rudy saved my life today. Hands down.
all right. So, new route. You don't like that one?
No.
You're not thinking when the guy in front of you gets sucked up by the mountain. So you just do what you're trained to do. You don't think about it. Just lean backwards and dig your feet in.
Thanks for not letting me die.
Up ahead,
We barely should start thinking about what we're gonna do for a shelter here, huh?
despite pushing for 10 hours, the second-place endurance team still hasn't reached dry land.
The sun goes down, it'll harden everything up, so whatever we do will be better if we do it now.
Exactly.
Dig a little hole, stack the snow up on the side.
And I'll put like the little igloo entrance on there.
Yeah.
When you're setting up a snow shelter like this, you want to be able to find a place where the snow's deep enough actually to dig down and get the blocks of snow you need. You don't want to dig down and in 6 inches hit ice.
Where's our entrance gonna be?
Sticking right on that side.
I think the wind's coming. We should do it away from that.
Yeah, well, let's do it in this corner then. We made good progress. The solid shelter. We're going to be warm. We're going to be dry. I don't think that there's really a much better place to camp than where we are now.
And it's getting tougher now. The sun hasn't hit it.
With daylight hours dwindling,
This looks like home sweet home, buddy.
the first-place mountaineers also look for a spot on the glacier to hunker down.
Ow! Let's get this thing built. Craigbone's got a lot of uses. Right now, we're going to use it as a snow anchor. So, going to dig a hole here, just like so. Get this line nice and taut. Throw it down in the snow, just like so. Rebury it. You've got yourself effectively what's called a dead man. What do you think about that, Marty?
That's perfect. At some point in what you guys will say, thanks, Marty, the skis was a good idea.
Yeah, man.
With temperatures falling below freezing at night, the third-place military takes a page from their survival training. Dug deep into the glacier, this ice cave will trap their body heat and protect them from the frigid weather.
I've covered up with a tarp to keep the wind out, and they work very, very well. So what we're going to do is take all our wet equipment, throw it in that, and put a candle in there. It'll really help to air our equipment out, dry it out, and we should be good to go in the morning.
This will add a little bit of heat.
Hopefully.
Not much. See you guys in about 4 hours.
Day 2. The first-place mountaineers are making great time on the most direct route down the glacier, while the endurance and military teams lag behind in their search for dry ground. At the head of the pack, the mountaineers are charging through a glacial canyon.
Oh, my Lord.
But they soon hit a dead end.
It's like a box canyon. Maybe coming down canyon was a bad idea. Either we got to go back up our path, which is going to take a long time, or we got to get out of this glacier somehow.
No way out in front of us. Big rock on our right and steep ice on the left.
I think, Mountaineers, we're best suited for this. If you guys want to spare 30 minutes to go take a look and see if we can walk out once we get on top,
All right.
that might be the way to do it.
We got the crampons.
Want to do it? All right.
An expert ice climber, Tyler isn't daunted by the 80-foot ice wall.
All right, you ready? On, Black? Okay, I'm climbing, man. Climbing, Chalmer!
As Tyler climbs, Marty surveys the ice for cracks. With a glacier melting in the summer sun, the wall of ice could break apart at any moment.
Definitely soft. Oh, yeah. Tell you what, man. One wrong step up the vertical ice, and you're dead. Case in point, a buddy of mine, last range, the same situation, fell to his death. And it's like, wow, this is God's country. You don't screw around.
To scale the wall quickly, Tyler uses what's known as the German technique, driving the sharp toe of his crampon deep into the ice to push his body upward.
the rope?
Hey, doing good.
Go ahead and put a screw in up between there. You're there, bud. You're there. Looking good.
All right. Man.
Holy crap.
Hold out.
Be careful, man.
Tyler, wait a minute.
On Hayes Glacier,
Slip in your legs. Where do you want it?
That's good.
Tyler's risking his life to find a shortcut out of a dead-end canyon.
Tyler is a veteran mountain climber, very talented, but this thing's dangerous. Sometimes it's slushy and somebody could die easily. Tyler, wait a minute!
Hit it!
Oh, got it.
Slow down!
Tyler, you all right, man? Be careful, man.
Holy crap.
Looking good.
Good job.
Yeah, man. Pulling these ledges.
At the top, Tyler sees exactly what he was looking for.
Right, that's it. We're so close to the end.
Yeah!
Woo! We got it. I'm really hoping this shortcut pays off, because we're going to need it. We got to keep moving. Keep it going, keep the motors going, and it's going to work out.
Now that Tyler's proven the route, Marty and Thomas won't be far behind.
Yeah.
In second place,
Not looking very promising.
the endurance team nears the edge of the glacier.
They tell me there's a cliff right there.
Holy cow. Yeah.
Oh, man.
They've hit a dead end. The only way forward is a dangerous 200-foot rappel.
We gotta do something.
Do something fast.
I don't like the snow route because it's hot and it's just messy.
I can agree then. Rappel. Rappel it is. Rappel's going to take the least amount of time. Looking around and all I see in the distance is cliffs. This is not my forte to do some steep rappelling, but we've made a resolve that we will not lose this one. This is do or die for us. It's the most direct route. Then it's the only option. Then we've got to take it. We've got to take it. I'm really afraid of heights. That's why that's why I actually do what I do. Is because it helps me face my fear of heights, and I've had plenty of opportunities to do that. And I hate every one of them. So I don't think I'm going to enjoy this one at all.
I'm glad that we could be here to help you.
Thank you.
Sean's not real comfortable with heights, yet he's still standing on the edge of the cliff about to rappel 200 feet down. What really decides who you are is not what you're afraid of, but how you deal with that.
That's gotta be a couple hundred feet.
It's a long ways. On the bright side, if we pull this off, it ain't gonna hurt us time-wise, that's for sure.
Safety is paramount, but we need to get down this rappel. We've got to pay special attention to this because losing the race is one thing, but losing a life is another. You guys ready for this? I'm thinking it's at least 150, 160 feet, somewhere around there.
Probably about 100 feet farther than I've ever rappelled before. I don't know about you guys.
Sean, he doesn't like heights. I can see the reservation on his face. And we all know that we got to do this. Rope! Ooh, nice tug. It looks good.
Here goes. That's the hardest part right there.
That wind.
Holy cow, guys. It's a long ways down.
It is straight down. But one thing I'm not very big on is heights. That's one of my number one fears. This is something that's going to be a formidable challenge, but we have to do it. There's no way around it. And if we want to get to that extraction point first, we've got to do it. Take it nice and easy. This is going to bring on some challenges, both inner and physical.
next?
I don't know.
Meanwhile,
Hey, Grady, look ahead.
That's not a good sign.
after cautiously slogging across the glacier, the military team makes an unsettling discovery.
That's somebody's shelter, dude.
Oh, dear. It's not good at all.
It's a little disconcerting when you're just walking along the top of a glacier and you come across a man-made structure. In this case, it was the igloo one of the other teams made. So we know we're not in first place. Maybe never were in first place. It's definitely a humbling feeling.
And look, they've been out of here for a little bit.
Yeah.
So we need to freaking push that pace if we
Yeah,
expect
I
to
think
catch
we
these
had a good
guys.
lead on.
Let's use this motivation to get
Yeah,
the hell out of
let's
here.
go, let's go, let's go. Check on.
It made us, for a second, kind of second-guess our route. At this point, all we can do is tuck our heads down and move forward. We're trailing by at least a couple hours.
Let's go, check on.
Up ahead, in second place,
All right, Dallas, take it easy, buddy.
Yeah, we'll do, man. I'm just gonna take this ledge a little slower here.
Dallas begins his plunge down the 200-foot rock wall.
There we go. That's the hard part.
All I keep thinking is, I don't like this. You want to hope that line holds, and there's always that chance that it might not. And that's the part that gets you.
Hey, Sean, there's a little ledge right down here. I'm gonna hold up for a second.
Be careful, Dallas.
Whoa, lose it!
Whoa!
High on the deadly cliffs surrounding Hayes Glacier,
Hey, Sean, there's a little ledge right down here. I'm gonna hold up for a second.
Be careful, Dallas.
Whoa, lose it!
Whoa! How you doing, Dallas?
Get it? That's a no-go on the ledge.
It did phase Dallas and Eddie at all, but you know, they are Alaskans. They find ways to do the impossible, and they do it. And that's inspiring.
All right, I'm on the bottom. I'm on the bottom, John.
I always do these expeditions to try to beat my fear of heights, so this is a big deal.
I'm shaking pretty hard. I'll be looking forward to getting out of this.
Looking up, and I see Sean kind of creeping over the edge. I know he's afraid of heights. Is he going to freeze up? Am I going to see him pull himself back up and disappear? And here we're all split up, you know, hundreds of feet apart. Go on, Sean.
I've had so many near-death experiences on this expedition, but the one thing I am really scared about is heights. I got a son at home, and I want to see him again.
Looking good.
Ah, feels good! Whoa.
Got it.
It was something that I wasn't looking forward to at all, but that's why I do what I do, because problems don't get solved by doing nothing about it.
Yeah, let's get on the move, yeah.
In the lead,
Tundra!
the mountaineers reach the tundra. But a 10-mile stretch of thick forest stands between them and the LZ.
Tundra, feels good, eh?
Yeah, man. It's incredible, the climatic zones we go through out here, man. And we started with an insane ice climb, and now we're here. It's amazing. So what's the plan here?
I don't know. I think we're getting ready for a bushwhack right here. Bushwhacking is the term everyone uses. It's brush, the thickest brush on planet Earth. Jungle-like Alaskan brush.
We need Elvis Club now. This stuff is thick.
Arduous as heck. And literally, it's dangerous. You open up the next section of brush, whoa! got a big cliff.
There you go. Got it.
Far behind, in last place,
Let's get a closer look.
Come in.
the military team is finally off the glacier.
Oh, man.
But their route isn't getting any easier.
Oh, God.
It's deep.
The team faces its biggest challenge yet. An imposing 600-foot cliff.
Was not expecting a sheer cliff, but did not have much of a choice. If we were going to win, we had to take this.
Man, if we could knock out this rappel, we'd make up a lot of time.
You guys are the rappel masters. Check it out. We're all versed with rappelling, but they just have more rock climbing and rappelling experience than I do.
There's a good ledge.
How far?
This one's about 200 or 300 feet.
Can we do it safely?
I'm good with it.
If you're good, I'm good.
Well, let's get going. You guys ready?
Up ahead,
This bushwhack is killing us, man.
the mountaineers are struggling through the dense brush, and their lead is quickly deteriorating.
It's as thick as it gets in Alaska. My God.
Oh, yeah.
The hits just keep coming.
Bushwhack down.
Desperate to make up time,
I'll be calling out to you if I see anything sketchy. Rock, debris, whatever.
former recon Marine Rudy Reyes begins the military's risky descent.
Kill it.
Our whole mission today is to go as fast as possible. We're willing to take a few more risks than we normally would because we know we fell behind.
Nice and slow. How's it feeling?
Feeling good? Very positive.
Good.
You're looking like you're about to come to a bunch of loose rocks, so watch your feet.
It's going to come back out towards you.
Keep going, bud.
He's down. He's on his feet. Nice, Rudy. You look so small down there.
He always looks small.
You got it.
Got it, brother.
Great job, bud. Right this way.
Gnarly.
Oh, very gnarly.
Nice one, brother.
That worked all right. Walk her down. Keep going. Keep the footing. Watch your foot in there, bud. Steady footing, bud. Head up, boy. All right, we got...
Hey, yeah! Good job,
Yeah, bud.
buddy.
Nice.
Halfway there.
Yes.
But just when they think the worst is behind them,
Holy crap.
they hit a dead end.
Now we got to figure out a way to get out.
In the mountains surrounding Hayes Glacier, the third-place military team is cornered in a deep canyon.
Holy crap. Pretty damn impressive. Now we got to figure out a way to get out.
We got to the bottom, and we think, the worst is behind us. Well, we were wrong. We're looking at the terrain. The ice itself on the glacier presents a very big threat, and we've got to get over this ridge.
Unable to turn back, the team has only one way out.
Mark it.
A vertical climb straight up a wall of loose rock.
Even just a golf ball-sized rock coming down a scree slide can knock you completely unconscious, if not kill you. We need to keep our heads on a swivel and travel on.
Watch your step.
Whoa.
After nearly 2 days hiking across the barren glacier, the first-place endurance team searches for some much-needed protein.
So far on this trip, no fish, no food, so that's going to be primary objective today. Your body needs fuel to do what we're doing. Check that out. Cruising along, we popped out into a little opening, and there's a kind of an obvious animal trail.
That's a porcupine quill.
Yeah, man. No, there could be porcupine in these trees in here.
Want to go ahead in this way and start?
I just want to look
working
through
our way
all
along
these
the trees.
We're all starving. We need the food. Porcupine is kind of the best case animal right now. It's enough meat to feed all of us as much as we want, but not so much that it's a big game animal and we're going to waste a bunch of it.
Hey, Dallas.
What's up? You want?
Dallas.
Oh, right there? Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Whoa. There. Get a little closer on it.
Yeah. I see. Here, Dallas. Thing's climbing. Here, Dallas.
Oh! Awesome. We got meat, guys.
In second place, the Mountaineers are also on the hunt.
You guys hungry?
Using his one-of-a-kind fishing pole, Marty will try to hook some dinner for his team.
We're on a glacier for days and days. No food, no fish. Strictly beans and rice. You get hungry. In the mouth. Whoa! You took it. There's dinner.
Nice one, Marty King, dude. Look at the color on that.
Woo! Let's go have dinner. What do you think?
After a successful hunt, the first place endurance athletes field dress their quarry.
Skin it first and you're going to gut it next, or? Yeah, I'm just going to open them up a little bit here. Main thing is when you first split it, you don't want to cut the gut cavity. And then once you're back here, it's just this connective tissue, which is really soft. It doesn't take much to break it. You don't want to slice up the meat. See how the meat's split right here?
Yep.
And there's that pouch underneath?
Yep.
That's their gut cavity, and you do not want to pop that. And then basically pull everything out. There she comes. We can go on to get the rest of the skin off this guy.
Weighing in at 23 pounds, this porcupine will provide plenty of meat for their protein-starved bodies.
Let's get this thing fried up.
You got it, man.
Nice. It spins and it doesn't fall off.
Quality meat is something that we haven't had in ages. So it's almost like a fine pizza or ice cream. It's like if you haven't had something in a long time, you crave it.
This part looks done.
Not far behind,
Quite a meal, boys. Fresh caught king.
the Mountaineers dig into their hard-earned feast,
No butter, no spices. It's still amazing.
while the military settle for their ration of beans and rice, just 2 pounds per person. Day 3. In first, the endurance team is fighting through thick brush, while the second-place Mountaineers approach a river valley, and the military brings up the rear. With just 5 hours until extraction,
Tell you what, this is some thick country right here.
the military team rushes to make up ground.
It's day 3. We've been bushwhacking for quite a while. It's nothing new to us. A lot of alders, a lot of spruce, just discomfort in general. Dude, I'm catching on everything.
Yeah. Yep, got you, bud. Nice and easy, steady as she goes. Because of the alders and the devil's club, the bushwhacking is hard going. It's up and down, left and right. It's gonna be tough. I'm not myself.
You good, Baron?
Sure. Probably push what, 500 meters?
Yeah, I have no idea. Cool. Let's do it. We're moving. This is heavy tracking, man. Let's just get there.
Meanwhile, eager to notch their second victory, the Mountaineers are desperate to get out of the thick brush.
You see a river?
Yeah, it's right there, man.
Check it out, you guys. I'll tell you what, we got a couple of options. We either beat ourselves up in this brush or cross this thing.
This bushwhack was intense. I mean, intense. When we busted out of it, we thought, hey, we're crossing the river here. I mean, going down 100 yards or up, whatever. This thing's fast moving and it's deep, so we just said we're doing it. And we're doing it here, and we're doing it now.
Okay, how does this thing work?
I go in the lead like this, and then you're going to go behind me.
On the right, and I'm here.
Yeah, now you're going to hold down.
If the team crosses successfully, they'll have the shortest, most direct path to the LZ.
It's really unbelievably cold.
We got it. It's deep. It's deep.
You got to hold me down.
I'm right behind you, man.
Let's go. Big boulder coming up.
Whoa!
5 miles from the LZ at Red Salmon Lake.
It's gonna get deep in right here.
The second-place Mountaineers are taking a big risk to reach a shortcut.
It's deep. It's deep.
You gotta hold me down.
I'm right behind you, man.
Let's go.
Holy crap.
Oh, that's cold water.
Hey, listen. Every second counts. Get him on. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Let's crank it.
We got LZ fever. We're inside of the LZ. I'm freezing my butt off right now. I gotta get moving.
Oh, my pack's like 20 pounds heavier, guys.
Go, guys, let's push, man. We're there. Let's hustle, man. Go.
Meanwhile,
Let's get going.
the endurance team makes a last dash to the finish.
Gotta get to that extraction point. We must be getting closer.
In last place, the military team is desperately trying to regain ground.
I cannot see anything in front of me. It's real thick. At this point, we're completely behind the curve. We're really strapped for time. And yeah, keep going. Keep this way. My mindset was just to get angry at it.
That's right there, man. You got this.
Green on there, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wonder where Dallas went.
Can I see the river?
Yeah, here.
Almost there, man.
Sure we need to go.
Yeah, let's hustle.
I think we're breaking through.
Dude, this is it, man.
Let's
This
save
is the
it.
lake. This is it. You did it, man. Look, nobody's here.
On the shores of Red Salmon Lake,
Thank God for the river crossing. We did it, man.
the Mountaineers are the first to arrive at the LZ.
Oh, look at this, guys. This is it.
For their victory, the Mountaineers receive a bare barrel reward.
Should we wait or let's snack up this time?
Best guess.
I say we wait. Okay, waiting's over. Open it.
Open it.
It's a hot day.
Hey, all right.
Want an apple?
Are you serious? Woo, look at this. Man, what else? Oh,
right.
yeah. Oh, that, oh
Yeah,
my
it went
God.
on.
I could have used that last night. Woo, look at this.
I haven't had a piece of fresh fruit in a while, dude. It was kind of nice.
Here's to a victory.
Worked hard on this one. This leg of the expedition is great because it was like everything that we do up here. Forded big rivers, climbing ice, and being the mountain team, we always take the most direct line, and it paid off this time. Came in first.
Fellas, it's Mountaineers. Oh, man. Seems like we just got everything pulled together as a team, pulled off a win on the last leg of this expedition, and then coming into this one, you know, we kind of expected to do it again. And it's kind of disappointing when we get to the extraction point, and there's already a team here waiting for us. But just a good reminder that we got to constantly keep improving. Because even though we get better every leg of this expedition, so does our competition.
What's up, fellas?
Welcome.
How'd you guys trip?
Hey, listen. Listen. You guys hear that plane? Oh, there it is, right there. Floats. Boom.
Where's our third party? If they're not here, they're out.
With only 3 minutes remaining on the clock, the military team is dangerously close to missing the cutoff
We're the military. This is close.
and being eliminated from the competition.
Let's go, brother!
Woo! You guys, hey, guys, look! That's close!
What's up, gents?
What's going on? That's freaking close! Holy
We all made it home safe. That's what counts. But tell you what, we cut it really close. The plane was on its way in for its landing, final approach when we showed up with the other guys. So I don't want to do that again.
Let's get our stuff and head down there. Come on, guys.
Let's go.
Woo!
With this win, the Mountaineers claim 2 total victories, tying them with the military team for first place. But with 5 legs left, no one is out of the running for the title of Ultimate Alaskan Survivor.
Alaska is the great equalizer. Doesn't care how rich you are, doesn't care how poor you are. It's going to treat each and every person the same. What you get out of it, that defines who you are as a person. And that's why I love it.
We're coming!
Next up, 40 miles of treacherous canyons, raging rivers, and deadly quicksand.